guys! Okay, so today we're going to be working with some solid shapes and we're going to be learning some different attributes they have. By attributes, I mean what can they do? There are three different things that solid shapes can do. They can stack. That means that if I put one shape on the bottom and I put a shape in the middle, I will be able to stack another shape on top. So in order for a solid shape to stack, it has to have a flat face on the bottom and a flat face on the top. The second attribute or thing that a solid shape can do is that it can roll. In order for a shape to roll, it means that I can roll it across a flat surface like a ball and it will keep rolling even when I let go of it. So in order for a shape to roll, it means it has to have some sort of curved surface. It might not have to be over the whole thing, but it has to have a curved surface somewhere. And then the third or last attribute that a shape can have or something it can do is slide. Slide means that I can push it across a flat surface, but it will stop when I take my hand away. In order for a solid shape to slide, it needs to have at least one flat surface or one flat face. So you should have this chart that your teacher sent home. It has all of the different solid shapes that we are learning about, and then it has different spaces for stack, slide, and roll. So we're going to experiment with each of our shapes with each of these things and see, yes, can they do these things, or no, can they not? We'll put a Y for yes or an N for no in each of these boxes to indicate if the shapes can do these different attributes or actions. So the first shape on our chart is a sphere. So I'm going to get my sphere out here. So this is a sphere. So the first thing is I want to see if it can stack. Remember, stack means that I can put it in between two different shapes and it will stay there. So when I let go, if the sphere stays there, that means it will stack. It does not. A sphere does not stack because it does not have two flat faces that are across from each other, a flat top and a flat bottom. It does not have that. So we're going to put an N in that box. It does not stack. Okay, now we're going to see if it will slide. Now remember, slide means that I can push it across the flat surface, but it will stop when I take my hand away. It keeps going. It did not stop. So my sphere cannot slide. I put an N for no. It cannot slide. Okay, now we are going to check and see if our sphere can roll. In order to roll, a shape has to have at least one curved face or side. So a roll means that if I let go of it, it will keep moving on its own like a ball. And my sphere does roll. If I let go of the sphere, it will keep moving. So a sphere cannot stack, it cannot slide, but it can roll. Let's grab our next shape. It's a cylinder. And remember, cylinder is tricky because it starts with a C. So here's my cylinder. So first I'm going to see if it can stack. Stack means that it will, if I let go, it will stay in this nice tower between two shapes. And a cylinder does. A cylinder does stack. That's because it has a flat top and a flat bottom. So we're going to put a Y for yes. A cylinder can stack. Okay, next we're going to see if it can slide. So that means I should be able to move it across the surface of my desk here, but it should stop when I take my hand away. And it does. So a cylinder can also slide. Now we're going to see if it can roll. Roll means that it has to have at least one curved area on the shape. So if I let go, it'll keep going. And yes again. So a cylinder is the only shape that can do all three things. It can stack, slide, and roll. Next, we're on the rectangular prism. Here's my rectangular prism. I'm going to see if it will stack between two shapes. And it does. It's got a flat top and a flat bottom, so it is able to stack. Now let's see if it slides. When I let go, we'll see if it stops. Good. So a rectangular prism can slide. Last, let's see if it rolls. So it means it has to have a curved surface. You can kind of make a prediction here if you think that my rectangular prism will roll. It does not roll. Roll means that it would keep going by itself like a ball. So I'm going to put an N. Rectangular prisms do not roll. Next shape is a cube. A cube is very similar to a rectangular prism. Here's my cube here. So I'm going to see if my cube can stack between my two shapes here and stay in a tower. And it does. And that's because a cube has a flat top and a flat bottom. So Y for yes. Now can my cube slide? Will it slide across the surface and stop when I stop my hand? It does. So another yes. The cube will slide. And finally, does it roll? You can make a prediction here. Will my cube roll? No, it does not. Now, some people get confused because a dice is shaped like a cube, and we talk about rolling the dice, but it does not actually do the real movement roll. That's kind of just the way that we phrase it. When we say we drop the dice, we're rolling the dice. It's not a real roll, though. Next, we have a cone. So let me grab my cone here. Here's my cone. I'm going to see if it stacks between these two shapes, if it will stay in a nice tower when I let go. You can make a prediction if you'd like to right here. Oh, it does not. Because the cone does have a flat bottom, or you could say it has a flat top, but the other side is pointy. So a cone does not stack. And for no. Okay, let's see if it slides. Slides means it has to have at least one flat surface. It'll stop when my hand stops. It does. So a cone, yes, it can slide. And finally, can a cone roll? Remember, that means it has to have at least one curved area on the shape. Let's see if it does. Ooh, and the cone rolls a little bit differently than the cylinder or the sphere. It actually rolls in a circle. But it's still rolling. It's moving by itself. The reason why it rolls in a circle is because it has a corner or a vertice on one side that makes it keep rolling in the same direction. Our last shape is a pyramid. Here's our pyramid. Let's see if it can stack between two other shapes. Make a prediction. No, it does not. That point or that vertex on the top does not allow it to stack. So N for no. Will it slide? Can it slide on one of the flat faces? Yes. It can do it on the bottom, or I can even do it on its side. Either way, it stops when I take my hand away. So Y for yes. And last, do you think this pyramid will roll? Does it have a curved surface at all? No, it just stops as soon as I drop it. So a pyramid can stack. I'm sorry, it cannot stack. It can slide, but it cannot roll. All right, you should have your chart filled out. I will take a picture of this chart and put it on our slides, so in case you weren't able to keep up with us, you can go back and fill in the rest of your chart later. Bye, first grade.